preschool in our area closed down in 1985. And so the church women got together and decided to start a preschool. I often say, if we knew what we had to go through 40 years ago, would we be here today? I don't think we actually thought it would go for 40 years. We got it started here.
40 years is definitely something to celebrate. This started with a small group of strong, faithful women.
I guess God had other visions in mind for us because we took that first step, and with every hurdle, we jumped over that hurdle and found that there was joy in there, and we had to kind of pray. Every time we made a decision, we always prayed.
We started it because there was going to be no child care in the community at a time when child care was very much needed.
We lost logging and fishing and dairy all during that same period of time. So most families had to have both parents working in order to survive.
And at that time, it was actually St. James Daycare. It was the little daycare on the hill. And during that time, with the guidance of the church ministry, it became St. James Family Center, which is a whole different thing than just a little daycare.
So bit by bit, we added to those ministries that we started with, but the funding for that was never even close to what is needed. It's been extraordinarily difficult at times. Funding's one thing. Keeping volunteers.
I've been here long enough to know that it's very difficult to keep an agency like this going.
One time we were going to close down. This was probably 4 or 5 years after we started. We owed money. We hadn't paid our payroll taxes, and we were going to close. So it was the only time I ever stopped and got the mail for the child care. And I picked it up and I took it home and I went in and I kissed my kids goodnight and sat down and we were all crying. And one of the envelopes was from Episcopal Charities Appeal. And I thought, oh my gosh, they want more paperwork filled out. It was a check and it paid all of our bills, gave us money to carry on for the next couple of months. And Irene said she could hear me screaming clear in Skamakaway, which is about 10 miles from my house.
God's hand has been with this ministry since the very beginning.
It seemed like every time we had a hurdle that was just insurmountable, that God got us over it. And now here we are 40 years later. We've always prayed and we've always done what we thought was the best thing to do. And we felt that we were guided.
And I think about, okay, what is our next step and what do we need to do? And I know we are guided.
I would never have started this if we hadn't been.
As I look at the Family Center and what's been achieved by the staff and the volunteers, the families themselves, and the church, I think of it as a miracle across the parking lot. That's a phrase I use a great deal. I also am very thankful that we've been able to do this.
I am so grateful for the faith and for the leadership of the ministry. 40 years is really amazing.
I'm so proud of Beth and her staff to be able to survive economic downturns, to survive COVID, and here we are. We've survived when a lot of other nonprofits haven't.
The great honor in being part of what I've seen here. It's pretty amazing to see small communities that are able to do this. If we can do it here in little old Cathlamet, you can do it anywhere.
It just fills my heart. I will look back at this and see the difference we've all made in this community with children, with families, to be able to make a difference in the Wahkiakum community.